Have you ever wondered how YouTube knows exactly what video you would like to watch next? Or how Amazon knows exactly what product to suggest you before you even search for it? Recommendation systems are one of the most impressive pieces of technology that we have these days, but they require huge teams, huge datasets, and a lot of work and engineers to be created. But what if you could create your own recommendation system without huge datasets, huge teams, and a lot of work? Well, that's where BrainAPI comes in. BrainAPI takes messy and unstructured data, documents, chats, events, notes, and automatically transforms it into a structured network of information. Embeddings, knowledge graphs, entities, relationships, everything connected. And once your data is structured and connected, like in a brain, you can use it to power recommendation systems, smart searches, and even memory into your AI chatbots and agent applications. No massive machine learning team, no PhD, just plug your data and let BrainAPI do the heavy lifting. Let me briefly introduce you on what BrainAPI is, why we created it, and how long we've been working on it. You can skip on the YouTube bar if you are not interested, so you can skip this part. Anyway, BrainAPI has been created in my startup, which is called Lumen Labs, and I founded Lumen Labs because this was back then in 2023, because I wanted to create a news app that can solve the misinformation issue and the overwhelming amount of information that every day drowns us. So I decided, what if we can create a news application that removes all the noise and just provides you only what you are interested on. So we've created a news app, but there was a flaw. So and I was actually a great fan of the Artifact app. That was a news app created by the original founders of Instagram, and I used this app a lot. But then we pivoted our attention into other things still related to the misinformation issue and the information industry in general. And we ended up creating a proactive personal AI assistant that had access to your email, your calendar, your applications like Notion, Slack, and understood everything that was happening around you. And we created a brain that took your data and created a structured network of information around you in order to understand the way to automatically reply your emails. So because every time you received an email, this proactive AI assistant that we built automatically replied to your email. The key was to automatically reply in your style, the way you will reply to it. So not just an AI naive and simple code with no meaning reply. So we built this engine that understood all the information around you, and we thought, well, our users are really happy about this. This was back then when ChatGPT didn't have memory at all. So we created this AI assistant that understood you really good, and we thought, well, what if we take this engine that we built and provide it as a service and allow everyone to build something amazing? Because information is the bone of everything. So if we can help everyone to build something amazing around information, and where information is really the most difficult part to work on, we can have a greater impact on the world, basically. And we had to choose between two ways. The first one was continue to work on our proactive AI assistant, so not focus all our attentions into building a really good BrainAPI, we can say at this point, or focus all our attentions into BrainAPI, so the engine, without wasting energies on creating other things that power the proactive AI assistant. So we decided to pivot all our attentions into creating a great engine that can turn unstructured data into a structured network of information, so that everyone can build an app to help everyone not being overwhelmed by information. So a social network app, a dating app, an e-commerce app. So information is really the key these days. So helping engineers, people, developers create greater applications and having a final waterfall effect on the final users, do not have them overwhelmed, is really a great thing. So that's why BrainAPI has born. Now back to the video. So let's start with a simple example. We have three phrases. The first one says that Alice recently started learning German because she hopes to lead a new project at her company. Then we have Elena. Elena is also taking German classes, hoping it will help her collaborate in a new cross-border project the next year. Then we have David. David speaks German well. He is now studying Italian because he wants to contribute in a new project involving customers in Italy. So we have two girls that learns German for two different reasons, and then we have David that speaks German and is learning Italian for another reason. So one of the ways that we can use to search for something within our information that we have is to use vector embeddings. Vector embeddings are becoming mainstream these days with the advent of AI, and they are used into RAG systems to power the retrieval. RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation, into the retrieval of information to enrich the context that goes into the large language model to improve the answer that the user will get. And the way vector embeddings work is to position a thing into a multidimensional space, and here for simplicity purposes we are just using a two-dimensional space where the coordinates for each person's paragraph are just two numbers. In real cases you are going to see a list of many more numbers, each one representing a feature. In this case, the x coordinate, so the first number, is going to represent a language, and the second one, representing the y coordinate, is going to represent a reason. Here we can see that Alice is learning German to lead a new project. Indeed, it sits between these new reasons. Then we have the Elena's paragraph. She is also learning German to collaborate in a new project. Then we have David paragraph. David knows German, but is learning Italian, so sits here between Italian and German, and is learning Italian actually to work on a new project. So we have David that sits between here. And then we want to search into our knowledge base, who knows German and who wants to join a new project. If we convert this question that we have, so knows German and wants to join a new project, we are probably going to end up here. So willing to join a new project and knows German. Notice that we don't even talk about Italian here. We just say knows German. This is a really simplified example. In a real RAG system with vector embeddings, we are probably going to have a coordinate representing the learning, the knowing, but for simplicity purposes we are just going to do this way here. But notice that the person that knows German and wants to join a new project is David, and the position, so the coordinate that we are going to get in the multidimensional space, is here. So we're probably going to get Alice or Elena and not David. So it's kind of shooting blinded but in the right direction. The way vector embedding works is to start from a position into the multidimensional space, in this case is the position of our question, and then look for the nearest things. But the nearest things here are not the ones that we are interested on. So it's kind of shooting blinded, but in the right direction. The way we are solving this with BrainAPI is the same big companies like Google and Facebook have been working on in the past year. So creating structured network of information. And this structured network of information can be seen like, a more precise way to find what we are looking for, because we are actually creating a diagram. Like, think about when you were studying at school about something and you created diagrams of the things that you were studying. So finding what you are looking for and seeing an overall picture of what you were studying were easier. The way we do this, kind of a diagram, so a knowledge graph is the right word, into the information. So we know here that Alice learns German, and German can be used to start, join on whatever, a new project. If we do this for all three paragraphs, we end up having something like this, where both Elena and Alice learns German, and David knows German. German can be used for a new project. Now, back then to the question we were asking. Who knows German and is looking to join a new project? Well, we know that David knows German, and German can be used to start a new project. So we know for sure that David knows German and wants to start a new project. This is a really simplistic view of how BrainAPI works. So basically we take the information in BrainAPI, we create a structured network of information, and then this structured network of information can be used to power recommendation systems, search engines, and memory into AI applications. A typical use case that has been used with BrainAPI is to power a recommendation system into communities like Meetup that you might know, or apps that allow you to meet other people. BrainAPI has been used to create a structured network of the members of a community and provide better suggestions within the members. So who is willing to meet other members and why, and to create introductory phrases to meet those guys into the community. And all of this is being done by BrainAPI, so you just inject the information about the members in this case, and BrainAPI takes care of creating the structured network of information that can be then used and retrieved from your app to power recommendation systems, searches, and also in this case, matching between members within your app. And all you have to do is to inject the data into BrainAPI and then ask for recommendations, ask for similar things, and BrainAPI takes care of everything. And if you are worried about, of course, the privacy of the data, well, BrainAPI is open source, so you can go and check the repository on GitHub, and we are building this in public. And the way we are helping companies is to provide support and custom solutions within BrainAPI. But the code is open source. You can take it, clone it, create a new container with Docker, and have you running on your local machine. So this was basically what is BrainAPI, how it works. And if you are interested in following our journey and learning more about what we are doing, new milestones, tutorials, and everything, make sure to subscribe, because I'm going to post new videos about BrainAPI and what is going on. Make sure to subscribe and activate the notification bell and leave a like, and see you guys in the next video.